It's mid-August when I'm making this video and everyone is waiting for the highly anticipated release of the new Fenix 8. We expect an announcement within a couple weeks and the actual release within the month. But it looks like there will be more than just a new Fenix coming in the fall. Let's dive in. Okay, so I found a random Reddit post of someone who's complaining about mismatching satellite plans after buying their inReach. They were testing a new unit, and when they were notified they only had 10 messages left, they were expecting to have 50 left in their plan. They spoke with the Garmin rep to apologize for the confusion and explained they were in the middle of updating their sites and accidentally put out a new plan on the live site that won't be launched until September. They then made a follow-up post with a screenshot of what appears to be the new plan that they found when they looked on Garmin's site. Now apparently the site has now been corrected, but I do have that screenshot that was posted, so let's take a look at what we've got in the leaked plan details. And take note that if we look at these plans compared to the current subscription offerings, there are some new sections as well as some missing sections. It's definitely different. Now we can see the weather section is trimmed down from being basic, premium, and premium marine down to just weather. And the sending of location points as well as location requests seem to just be replaced with live tracking now. Now live tracking is something that is currently available on Garmin Connect and lets your friends and family follow along on an activity like a race that is, of course, using your phone's cellular connection. So it's interesting to see it listed in that manner on a satellite plan. But at 10 cents each update, I guess you could keep your family up to date with your trail running in the woods at the cost of a few bucks on your end. But by far the most interesting change is the addition of a section for photos and voice messages. This is pretty interesting, and I think this ties into another recent Garmin update, and I'll touch on that in just a second. But before I do, I need to mention there's a 98% chance if you're watching this, you aren't subscribed to the channel. Please consider taking a moment to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. The few seconds that support takes means the world to a small channel like mine trying to grow. Alright, back to it. What photo and voice message transmission capabilities very likely means is that there's either a new inReach on the way this fall, or new functionality to existing inReach units is on the way. So is there a new inReach on the way? When you check the front page of Garmin's website right now, the two most recent inReach devices and the Fenix 7 are front and center and on sale. And that's often a telltale sign that new models are going to be on the way. And we know the Fenix 8 is, but honestly I don't see much more development going into inReach as a relay device like Messenger or Mini. You can even take the more pessimistic view that Garmin is trying to move units in what they see as a soon-to-be redundant product category once satellite messaging becomes more widely available in cell phones. So my assumption is that the new plans tie in with the recent Garmin Messenger app update that was released onto watches about a month back. If you haven't heard about that, then I made a video going over the Messenger and who it may appeal to right here. It looks like Garmin may be trying to push users onto the platform and are adding some nice functionality. It's safe to assume no Garmin device is going to be snapping photos to share, so we're definitely talking about relaying a satellite connection to a cell phone and using that as a communication device to send photos or record voice messages. This is precisely how the inReach Messenger currently works. And a compressed image or audio file is not a large amount of data, so being able to send that via satellite wouldn't be too difficult of a task. So with cell phones finally coming with the ability to use satellite communications, is this just Garmin arriving late to the party? I think inReach becomes even more of a niche device than it already was, and most likely, knowing a little bit about development life cycles, these updates have been planned and worked on for quite some time. But maybe that means the software development is going toward a future piece of technology that will have two-way satellite communications built in. Maybe Garmin themselves will send their miniature satellite communicators the way of the dodo. After learning about the recent Qualcomm Iridium chip, which sadly will not make it to market, as well as what Apple has done in recent years on their iPhone 14 and 15 now, we know that satellite communications is possible on mobile-sized chips. An entire SoC, or system on a chip, for a phone is less than 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters, with the portion that would be dedicated to satellite connection being just a fraction of that. We're talking a few millimeters. I, for one, think that could get jammed into a watch, but hey, I'm just a guy ranting on YouTube. If you're a hardware engineer who knows more about this stuff than I do, please let me know in the comments section. While I entirely do not think that this leaked satellite plan is for a watch by any means, this is definitely for an inReach. Although that live track is an odd inclusion, but I think it's reasonable to think things could be headed in this direction. I think having the option to be off the grid and be able to reach out for help or just check in and let your loved ones know you're okay would be a fantastic addition that keeps Garmin at the forefront of the outdoor adventure watch category. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. If you liked the video, please take just a moment to hit that thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. The channel's small, but it is growing and your support means so much to me. And hey, if you want to see what other features we'd love to have on the upcoming Fenix 8, then you definitely don't want to miss this video where I go over the most requested features as well as a few interesting health tracking sensors we may see further down the road. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Fitness. Have an awesome day and stay fit.